Hey, we back. I'm here on Discord, and today I'm just kind of making a video about something that I discovered recently. I will give credit to Delta on Discord for telling me about this a few days ago. I thought it seemed really fun. It's not something that I had seen before. So yeah, that's today, and it's basically looking at stats, Discord stats. Obviously, if you're on my channel, you probably use Discord a fair bit already. That I think would apply to most people that watch my videos, and so you've probably got a lot of messages, a lot of DMs, all the rest of it on your various servers, and keeping track of that is going to be pretty difficult. Of course, you've always got the handy little Discord search bar, which is always very helpful. But at the end of the day, you can't find everything about on that. So what we've got is the actual Discord data package. Now I've got stream mode enabled on here, so I'm not sure if it's going to come up. But there we go, it will, wonderful. And if you go on privacy and safety on your account, you scroll down to the bottom, there's a little request all of my data button. Now, as you can see, I've requested my data, and you can only do it once every month or so. But yeah, there's a button there for you to click if you want, and what it's going to do is send you an email with a link to download all of your data when you press it. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do if you want to give this a go yourself. And that data package basically contains, I think, all the messages that you've ever sent, all stats about DMs and channels and servers that you're in and have been in the past. It even includes like reactions that you've added to stuff, messages that you've deleted or messages that you've edited, all kind of stuff, because Discord does save all of that information on their servers. And of course, general data regulations rules means that they have to make it available for the people who supposedly own it, which is you guys. So you can download all of that. It's going to take a while to send it to you. Of course, it depends on how big your Discord account is, if that's even a stat. For me, it took about 4 days, something like that, to come through in my emails. For you, it might take more, it might take less, but that's how long it took for me. And when it does come through, it's going to have a big old zip file. When I say big, it is pretty big. My one at least was a gigabyte, which I guess is not huge when you compare it to other things. I may be making a video soon, something similar for YouTube, and I'll tell you now, the file that I downloaded for my YouTube was 1.5 terabytes. So certainly could be bigger, but a gigabyte zip file is not small, that's for sure. And all the stats basically are listed in this file, but it's not very human readable. So what we're going to do now is pop over to a little site, and this is what I was giving credit for at the start of the video. This site here, which I will link in the description, it's a pretty interesting site. It will basically analyze all of that data in the zip file and display it all nicely like this, which is pretty wonderful, because let me tell you, I had a look through the files in the zip manually. It's not human readable. I don't think you're going to find anything of particular interest in there. If you want information that is not displayed on this website, my first port of call would be to make a program myself. If you feel like doing that, go ahead. But anyway, putting that aside, yeah, this lovely site here, as you can see, it's got a lot of stats. So I'm just going to quickly go through mine, everything that the website has to offer, at least with regards to my account. Maybe there's something to explain, and it can be a nice fun video either way. So let's take a brief look at this stuff. It's got messages total sent on Discord, which is pretty nice. That's definitely one of my favorite stats, and it gives you a little thing underneath how many messages per day on average. Of course, it knows how old your Discord account is. It's not going to display that here because you can find that out easily enough with bots. Or in fact, it's been added to Discord as a native feature recently on your profile, so that's even better. But yeah, there you go. So for me, that's about 1,000 messages per day. Of course, a lot of that is going to be like using bots, Medei especially, but yeah, there you go. I've opened Discord about 6,500 times, which is actually only 3 times per day, just not very many, but I just leave my Discord open, so that explains that one. It's got the money you spent on Discord. That's basically, I think, just Nitro, so I've spent some money on Nitro. It's a weird number because I do not use dollars, so you know, currency conversion. Characters through Discord is also kind of interesting. As you can see, comparison to messages through Discord, then I can work out that personally each of my messages has an average of 10 characters, which is not very many. I've got my favorite words, which is apparently game mode and people. I don't know why I've apparently used game mode 20,000 times. I'm legitimately confused by this. I don't know when I've sent that at all. But hey, sure, whatever. I've used game mode 20,000 times apparently, and people, which I've apparently used 6,000 times. So yeah. Honestly doesn't make any sense to me. What's worth noting though is something like $WA, if you're a Made player you'll recognize that as a command, is certainly going to be something that I've sent more often than either of those two. I will have sent that hundreds of thousands of times, and yet it's not showing up here. So why is that? Well, I think it's because this program probably recognizes that WA is not a word. So I think this is only going to include things that are words. Now, of course, $game mode is not a word. Game mode itself is. But I think the point is, as long as it contains a word, then it'll come up. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, apparently I've said game mode 20,000 times. Admittedly, I did used to always switch between game mode 1 and game mode 2 back when there were less characters in Made. It was more efficient to do that to get yourself a couple extra roles and use game mode 2. For the majority of your roles, so that you get better rolls with the limb roll, and then switch to game mode 1 to get a couple extra, and I did used to do that. So I think that's probably what they're going to be is, but I'm really surprised if I've actually done it 20,000 times. I mean, apparently I have, so there you go. Anyway, moving on, we've got some VC stuff, voice channels, calls in DMs, reactions and messages, which I mentioned. Editing messages is also a thing. I feel like my value is going to be particularly high here because I always edit my messages as opposed to sending new ones. I think most people probably just send a new one with an asterisk on it, but that's just me. Slash commands, if you are using a bot consistently that has been forced to use slash commands, this is the kind of value that's going to be going up very quickly. Personally, the only bot that I use consistently that has been forced to use slash commands is Notbot, but also I just kind of stopped using Notbot at that point, so sorry Tog for that one, but either way, 53 slash commands for me. Spoken in different text channels as well. Now this I don't agree with. That's 5 per guild, so for me I've been in apparently about 150 servers, something like that, which adds up because 100 is the server limit, and I've been in more than that because I've joined some and left some, but of course you can figure that I don't send messages in most of them, so while it might be 5 per guild in total, I think this stat really should be changed. Hey, if the devs of this site happen to be watching this video, here's some feedback for you. I think this stat should be changed to, instead of dividing this number simply by the number of servers that you're in, then divide it by the number of servers that you have messaged in before. I think that's going to give a much better estimate, because while I may have been in over 100 Discord servers, I've only typed in like 20, 30 or so, I think. I may be wrong on that count, but I think that would make this number a bit more accurate, so there you go. Anyway, this is kind of an interesting graph as well. We have Discord hours. If you hover over it, as you can see, it'll tell you how many messages you've sent at each hour. So apparently for me, 5 p.m. Is going to be my favorite time. I'm assuming that this is local time for you. So most people are going to find that the early hours of the morning are going to be a little less. As you can see, early hours of the morning, quote unquote, because 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. are my lowest, whereas like 3 and 4, oh, that's fine. But yeah, anyway, there we go. We've got 5 p.m. for me. I've sent 120,000 messages at 5 p.m. in the past. So there you go. And it's got a reasonably even spread, actually, because I'm on Discord a lot. Then if we scroll down, we also get top users and top channels. I have all 10 of my top channels being Made channels. As you can see here, we've got my keys servers. We've got waifu channels. Waifu Pokemon bot, more key servers, more waifu Pokemon bot, Made bot, Made, it's all Made. The only exception is Biggie here in I Am the Senate. As you can see, the I Am the Senate Made channel is number 1, and then this is just my private channel that I use for video recordings. There you go. as well as just using it for like general bot use, OOBot and stuff like that as well. So that's why this is up here. But everything else here is Made, which is kind of dumb. And then I've also got my DMs here, which I've removed the tags of just with a quick inspect element, so you can't go harass random people. But I did want to point out that we have OOBot at the bottom, which is hilarious, because I do DM OOBot a fair bit, just with like reminders of video ideas and stuff like that. So there you go. That's my ones. And then that's all the information we've got. We've got some about the project at the end, the developers of the project here. And if you want to go and have a look at this site yourself, like I say, I will of course link it in the description. So there you go, there's my stats. Feel free to go and find your own stats and compare. I'm sure you will have some stats higher than mine and some stats lower than mine, because everyone on Discord is different. So that's basically the point, isn't it? But anyway, the only thing I will mention roughly is this Discord notifications thing. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I assume that is like clicking on mobile notifications, you know, like if it on your like Android or your Apple, where you scroll down from the top and it has like notifications on there, you click on them. I assume that's what this is referring to, as opposed to what I would have assumed it'd be like Discord pings. I know for a fact I've been pinged more than 348 times my total time on Discord. I would get that in like a few days. So I'm not sure what the notifications thing is. If you do know, feel free to leave a comment in the description, not in the description, in the comments. Brain. Leave a comment in the description, sure. I mean, if you can figure out how, do that. But anyway, yeah, I'm assuming this is like mobile notifications, so that would also explain why my number's pretty low there, because I don't use mobile. Bad. But anyway, yeah, that's the most confusing stat in my opinion. But anyway, I think I've explained everything about the website. And how to use it. If you are still confused about how to use it, there is also a little tutorial when you go on the website. They've got a little TikTok that explains how to use the site, so that's pretty helpful too. But I feel it's reasonably self-explanatory as long as you know where to get the data, which is on your Discord account. I showed that at the start of the video also. So anyway, I will be leaving this video here. Bye!